How Patrick Dorgu will fit into Ruben Amorim's Manchester United. Today, we're going to be diving into the stats, the tactics, and the analysis to see if the Danish wonder kid will fit into Amorim's 3-4-3 system. This video today is brought to you by the good people at Huel, but more on that later on. If you're new around here, make sure to smash that subscribe button, like the video, but anyway, let's get this party started. Patrick Dorgu is a player that I've liked for a while. Before we dive into the tactical side of how he'll fit into Manchester United, let's take a look at his player profile. Patrick Dorgu is a dribbling wingback. Whilst he began his career as a left-back, his second professional year at LAKEY has seen him get opportunities as a winger, notably on the right-hand side. Despite that, his best position and best performances have come from a deeper position on the left. Physically very impressive for a 20-year-old, Dorgu is reasonably quick, but is a very strong dribbler, which allows him to keep the ball under close control even when under pressure or in tight spaces. Dorgu is also superb at progressing the ball with his dribbling, creating dangerous opportunities or forcing fouls from the opponents. In the final third, Dorgu is very calm and composed. Whilst he doesn't get a lot of opportunities to attack for LAKEY, Dorgu makes the most of them, often picking out teammates with accurate crosses or getting shots off. Quite unique for a wingback, Dorgu is an impressive goal scorer and ranks in the top 2% of fullbacks for goals per 90. So now we understand Patrick Dorgu, the player, but where will he fit in to Ruben Amorim's 3-4-3? Well, first and foremost, probably his position he'll play the most minutes will be at left wing back. But given that Dorgu has played both right back, left midfield and right midfield for LAKEY in a 4-4-2 shape, I believe he could be comfortable in a number of positions. We're looking at the likes of left-sided centre-back, we're looking at left attacking midfield, right attacking midfield, and as a right wing back. Positional fluidity is so crucial to players in the modern game, and given that Dorgu has played a number of roles already, this could be a really exciting signing for Man United. In terms of that kind of tactical profile that Amorim wants as a wingback, number one, it's that carrying. It's the ability to get his team up the pitch. Number two, Amorim needs wingers that can play 1v1 out wide. Again, something that Dorgu excels in. Moving on to other characteristics that you want from this left wingback, of course, their ability to run in behind the defence. In terms of those runs from deep, Dorgu's got the acceleration to do that. And finally, they've got to make things happen in the final third, be it goals or assists. They've got to have the ability to cross. Again, something that Dorgu has excelled so far playing for LAKEY. But all those things are good tactically for Ruben Amorim. In terms of the last 3 seasons, if we're searching wingbacks in Europe's top 7 leagues, 4 of Amorim's wingbacks come up when you search with the following statistics: shot creating actions, progressive passes received, progressive carries, expected assist, and tackles. All those metrics build a top quality wingback, and we can see the profile of what Amorim wants statistically. Taking that further, when we're looking at Patrick Dorgu's statistical profile already, he's one of 5 fullbacks under 21 in Europe's top 5 leagues that matches the following statistics: 2+ progressive carries, 1.5 carries into the final third, 1 carry into the penalty area, and over 2 shot creating actions. That base profile could really evolve to what we saw with Amorim's wingbacks at Sporting Club de Portugal. Right now, my life is pretty crazy, constantly on that train to Manchester to London for work, running this YouTube channel, going to the pub, but also the gym. Sometimes I don't have enough time to cook food, and here's where Huel Black Edition comes in. Not only does it come ready to drink in a bottle, but it's got the right amount of protein, essential fats, carbohydrates, fibre, vitamins, and minerals that you need as part of a balanced diet. I find Huel super useful on days when I don't have enough time to stop for lunch. Much better than a boring and bland meal deal. Huel Black Edition, especially in vanilla, is super tasty. So if you want a healthy and convenient meal on the go, go over to Huel.com and use the code Statman Dave to get £10 off your first order. So let's dive into the tactics, starting with Patrick Dorgu as a left wing back. This will be the position where he'll get his most minutes at Manchester United. When looking at that role for United, you want them to be able to carry the ball. In terms of United players in the squad right now, you'd probably say Amad Diallo is the only other player that can consistently get Manchester United up the pitch. This is such a crucial thing for Ruben Amorim's system. As we mentioned before, statistically, the wing-backs have got to get the ball and carry it into the final third, either from receiving, let's say, a direct pass into their feet, or alternatively, what you kind of will see when Amorim's system gets going at United is them dominating the ball with the back 5 players, that's the 2 defensive midfielders and the 3 centre-backs, then finding the right time to fire the pass in between the lines. Then looking for a direct ball out wide for the carry when you've beaten the opposition's press. A big thing is getting into the final third and having the ability to take a fullback on 1v1. Progressing the play, but also getting United into that final third. And this is something that I've seen with Dorgu at Lecce. As we mentioned before, he's played both left wing, left back and right back. But there's positions where he's received, let's say, a switch of play after Lecce have been attacking down one flank, similar to how United should play under Amorim, attacking down that right-hand side before working the ball out wide for Dorgu for that 1v1 situation. These positions in Amorim's system, it's not a defensive position. Hence why fullbacks don't look great in these areas, because realistically, you're operating as a traditional winger. If we break the pitch down, you've got your number 9 that's taken up that central area. You've got your 2 central number 10s, or 3/8s if you imagine Guardiola's system, with the wingers really having to be those wing backs from deeper areas when United have got the ball. This is one of the issues United have had so far, and an issue that Jeremy Dorgu fixes. Let's take a look at him doing it against Salernitana in Serie A. So we pick up the play with Dorgu receiving the ball and facing up the opposition's fullback. What I like about Dorgu is not only has he got that quick feet, the close control, but he really uses his body well to disbalance the opposite number. In terms of this move, what we see Dorgu do is shift his weight onto the inside. Even though he's naturally left-footed, you'd expect him to go on the outside, but that opens up space because the defender's weight's now been shifted to the back, that he can explode on the outside with a really simple bit of play, and then he gets his head up. This is what I like about wing-backs in the final third, players that can beat you 1v1, but also they got the composure to get their head up and put a great ball into the box that his teammate, unfortunately, fires over the bar. But that individual wing play, really important in Amorim's system. And that's something that Manchester United need players that can excel in these 1v1 duels. Wing back versus fullback. So let's continue talking about wing play. Not only is Dorgu good at combining with teammates, but he's got a deep cross in him. I think this is also quite important for Manchester United, who just simply don't create enough chances. Not only can Dorgu take you on 1v1, but if the opposition are dropping a little bit deeper, or let's say they've been pinned by the attacking midfielder moving wide and the wide player's not tracked well enough, United could utilise deep crosses with Dorgu. Not only has he got that ability to spot the pass, but he can deliver balls to that back post, which could be good for either Manchester United's right 10 or the wing back on the other side. And we got a good example of this against Empoli. So you pick up the play with Lecce just turning over the ball. Dorgu supporting the attack from left back. What I like about this instance is that he does slow himself down at times in the final third and gets his head up and spots his teammates. This is exactly what we see with this deep cross. Dorgu shaping, getting his head up and finding his teammate on the back post that potentially should do a little bit better. But also his wing play is good when it's terms of combinations with teammates. Something that we've not seen enough of Manchester United with their wing backs and the inside forwards that are playing in those number 10 positions. So for Dorgu, not only comfortable at dropping the ball inside and then attacking the outside, but also if the winger ahead has pulled into those wide areas or started, let's say, as a right midfielder, he's happy at dropping the ball and then attacking the central space. A player that's really good at spotting where he needs to be, either attacking that inside channel or alternatively on the overlap to once again put the ball into the penalty area. It's something that we mentioned on our Dorgu analysis video we did recently on the channel. Make sure you go and check that out. But both in those wide areas and the ability to spot the space at the right time, then the delivery, Dorgu does really well. And here's an example against Empoli. Dorgu in a slightly deeper position. receiving the ball into feet, opening himself up and looking to find the winger's feet. In this instance, there's a lot of players in that central space, so the correct move is to go on the outside versus the inside, and opens up a great movement for him to get in behind the opposition defence. Once again, getting his head up, a really good trait for a 20-year-old, and finding the perfect cross for his teammate, who once again fires over the bar. Expect Dorgu to get more assists with a better quality of teammate. And the final thing I want to talk about Dorgu as a left wing back is goal scoring, attacking that back post. Ruben Amorim's system requires all the attacking players to get involved. We're talking the right 10, the striker, the left 10 and the left wing back all getting into the box. Simply, if you have more men in the penalty area, you're likely to get rebounds, loose balls, but also make that first or second contact. Something vital for Manchester United is Patrick Dorgu's ability to arrive late, and he did that in the 92nd minute against Fiorentina. We pick up the play with LAKEY counter-attacking, working the ball down the right-hand side. As you can see, Dorgu is in a pretty deep position, but he's got the athleticism to get himself into the penalty area. When you're talking about committing yourself into the box, you simply will score goals in Amorim's 3-4-3. We see that exactly in this move, work down the right-hand side into a central area. The centre-forward gets it, his shot is well saved, but Dorgu's there to side foot it into the top right corner. A really underrated part of his game is his composure when finishing. Seems when he's in these moments, either 1v1 or when a rebound's dropped to him, that he finishes really well. He finds the top corners and the bottom corners at a really good accuracy, something that will add goals into United's team. So Dorgu would really fit in as a left wing back for Manchester United. But as I mentioned, I feel like he could do a job as the left-sided 10 as well. He's a great option into feet. He's a player that you could bounce passes into, and he's got the ability to hold off the opponent, but also get himself spun, get himself turned, and then either carry and get a shot off, which again, a method of chance creation for Amorim's sides, is these number 10s making things happen with a dribble, with a pass, with a shot, something that Dorgu has. Instinctively, he's a pretty good attacker. But from an interesting perspective, what we've seen previously with Ruben Amorim's teams is actually playing a left footer as a right wing back. We've seen that with Amad Diallo, and we could see that with Patrick Dorgu, a player that's very comfortable in that position, having played quite a lot of this season as a right winger. It's a good goal scoring effect. And I think that's the basic side. Of course, all the things that are applicable on the left hand side are applicable on the right hand side. That ability to carry, but also feint on the inside and then drive back on the outside is a good thing that Dorgu has. I really like how he kind of shapes with his left foot and then he'll pop it onto the right and explode on the outside. You know, he will be a two-footed player in the future. His right foot is decent, but could still do with a little bit of work, but much better than other left-sided players we've seen at United in recent years. And that combination with Amad Diallo could be good. But as well, I think the first thing that we focus on here is his goal scoring from the right-hand side, because he's been quite prolific from this position. Not only is it him cutting inside and getting shots away, but more importantly, it's attacking the back post. He's been able to be another attacker in the penalty area. Either, let's say, if Amad Diallo's tucked in, being more of a central player, or alternatively, just attacking that back post. And that's exactly what we saw against Hellas Verona, who would pick up the play with LAKEY attacking down the right-hand side, Dorgu top of shot. But just look how he commits the defender and attacks the ball really well. As they shape on the left-hand side, we can kind of see the makeup we were looking at previously on the tactics board. The left wing back, left attacking midfielder, right attacking midfielder, striker, and of course Dorgu as the right wing back on that far side. But he attacks it really well as the left attacking midfielder, checks inside, drops a ball to the back post, and he gets there to fire LAKEY into the lead. An asset is goal scoring from these wing back positions. He can do it on the right and on the left hand side. Moving on to making things happen in the final third, something that we mentioned that the wing backs need to do. What I like about him, we mentioned previously, he can cut in, then can cut back out and then look for crosses into the box, but he also likes to drop passes into the centre forward, you know, bouncing off the centre forward and looking to get his own shots on goal on that left foot that he's got. And this is something we saw against AC Milan in Serie A. Yes, the AC Milan. We've looked at previous teams, the likes of Fiorentina, Salernitana, Empoli. Here's him doing it in a bigger game. His performances against Roma, Juve, AC Milan have been very, very good. These are all games I like to look at young players in different leagues. How do you do against the best in your league? How do you do against PSG? How do you do against Bayern Munich? Or how do you do against AC Milan? And this move was really good. Dorgu on the right-hand side, the right-backs overlapped him, which opens up that channel to drive in. He simply bypasses the central midfielder with a lovely 1-2. The pass is actually played behind him, but he still manages to get a shot on goal with good power, not much backlift, which could again be an asset for United. Those combinations from the right-hand side, cutting in on his left foot, similar to how we've seen Amad Diallo do it already for Amorim's United. Moving on to another position that Dorgu could play, that is right attacking midfield. We could see positional interchange or fluidity with Amad Diallo moving into that central area. What naturally I like about Dorgu is his movement behind the defence is very, very good to get onto passes in the composure we mentioned previously, or alternatively, becoming an asset when the opponents are looking to squeeze the far side, and then once again attacking the box and getting his head on the ball. He's an asset from crosses. These are two reasons why I believe he could be a good right-sided attacking midfielder for Ruben Amorim's Manchester United. And looking at those two concepts, first the goal against Parma, we can see how he breaks in behind the defence with a really good curve run, waiting for the time, the acceleration is spot on, the fullback has got no chance, the ball is good, and the finish is even better, side-footing it into the bottom of the goal. And then that threat on the back stick, once again a counter-attacking situation, being one of the front three, we can see clearly now part of the LAKEY counter-attack, getting into the right area, and once again getting onto a bouncing ball and simply side-footing it into the back of the net and making it look easy. And finally, Dorgu as a left-sided centre-back. Let's say United are chasing the lead and want to bring on another striker for a defender. Dorgu very much could do a role in that position. I think when we're looking at his skill set, he's got good composure, very good at carrying. This would allow United to play a 3-4-1-2 structure with two strikers. I think as well in the final third, when let's say the wing-back's got it, an attacking player, Alejandro Garnacho, Dorgu on the overlap as a wide centre-back, we've seen him overlap previously, we've seen him underlap, would be really good. You've now got two strikers high up the pitch, that's two options to aim for, which means United could score goals. But also this kind of left centre-back position, the quality that he's got, the power he's got, the aggression he's got, means that it wouldn't block United signing even more left-sided players. When you're looking at the academy, Diego Leon or Harry Mas, either of those two players could shine at Manchester United, or alternatively, going into the market and signing someone like an Alphonso Davies on a free transfer, or let's say a team gets relegated in the Premier League, a Leif Davis or a Rian Aït-Nouri. That left centre-back role could be perfect to allow United to play more left-footed players in their lineup. Patrick Dorgu will be a great signing for Manchester United. For me, could play 5 positions for Ruben Amorim. It doesn't block players coming through the academy. It adds more power, more athleticism into United's squad, and a player that can put the ball in the back of the net. Something that United have really struggled with. Having a player that's like that in a wing-back position will only be a good thing for Amorim long term. But anyway, guys, what do you make of Ruben Amorim and Patrick Dorgu? And of course, check out Huel, link in the description below. You get £10 off with the code Statman Dave.
Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, why not check out some more content on the Statman Dave YouTube channel?